Every tree draws its strength from its roots. For a tree to grow to its potential, it needs fertile soil, the right amount of water, and strong roots. The same is true for our family tree. The Mossy Oak tree is our logo, but it is also a symbol of who we are. In this episode, we follow Chris Hawley and his sons, David and Hunter, on a quest for their first Osceola turkeys in Florida. Welcome to Mossy Oak's family tree.
So I got started hunting when literally I could walk. I can recall when I was young, 2 or 3, me and my brother outside and my dad, throwing us over our shoulder, and we could go ride around on the four-wheeler or such and riding behind the house. And we had the opportunity, to live on a farm and grow up on a farm. And my mother, she met my dad, and that's where they married. But the story goes a little bit farther back. And what started as a simple handshake evolved into a generation of family friendships.
My father-in-law, Bud Nixon, and Toxie's dad, Mr. Fox, Uncle Fox as I call him, were best friends and became good friends. Bud, my father-in-law, was in the cattle business. There's a stockyard there in Livingston. And Uncle Fox would come and buy cattle for Bryan Foods or Mr. B. Bryan, and they became best friends. And the families became best friends. And it's pretty cool because this is going on the 5th generation of Hayeses and Nixons and now the Hawleys that have become very best friends. And so Toxie, when he and Diane and Peggy and myself start having kids, we go on vacations, we go on hunting trips together, we spend Christmases together, and we've continued that through this generation. Now it's pretty cool because the kids are becoming so important in the business that we do.
I was incredibly blessed to be, born into a turkey hunting family. My granddad, Bud, he turkey hunted, was very passionate. And then Dad, of course, was a very passionate turkey hunter and a very good turkey hunter. And so I had, kind of a lineage of turkey hunting, and a lot of people were not as fortunate as that. So I feel very blessed to have been able to be immersed in the sport from an early age. And with me and Hunter being able to hunt so much with Dad, we've shared hundreds of hunts together, and it's not the successful hunts that I remember as much as the laughs and the memories and the ones that didn't go so well that we can laugh about now. But it's those memories right there that were special. And now that Hunter and I, with him having 2 sons and me having 1 on the way, that's the sort of thing that we want to continue to foster, of that sharing that spring tradition, with our children, and teaching them about what those life lessons are that you can learn in the spring woods, about respect and about faith and family and those sorts of things that get lost a lot of times in society.
My dad, obviously, he has played the biggest role in my life. He has been my mentor. My granddad, he is a father figure to me. And then I always tell everybody I got 3 dads. I got my dad, Bud, and then the third would be Uncle Toxie. He has played such a influential role in my life, and forever grateful for that.
I had a real estate background and had a real estate company, and me and Toxie back in the early and mid-90s began having discussions about, hey, what could we do together in the real estate business? And he had obviously started Mossy Oak, and we started looking at forming a real estate company, and the birth of Mossy Oak Properties really was born out of that idea right there. So we started back in 1999, opened up our first real estate office in Livingston, Alabama, and it was called, obviously, Mossy Oak Properties. And in September of 2002, we sold our first franchise office, and it's just been pretty amazing to watch the growth and having so many good folks. Now we're in 28 states and got 105 offices, and so it's been a really, really cool ride. But it all goes back to just really the family values that we had, and what Toxie started with a fistful of dirt. It goes back to back in 1959, I think, when Uncle Fox and my father-in-law and their families became such good friends, and Everything that we do, from holidays and enjoying the outdoors and everything, we do it together. Oh man, that was awesome. My heart is sitting here just racing. Oh wow. And he's got a long old beard on him. Wow, what a hunt. Getting me and David and Hunter to be able to come down and enjoy family time together and visit, and can't wait for the grandkids to come along and do the very same thing, because hunting has been such just a special part of our life. Let's go see David's turkey, and hopefully we can help Hunter get one too.
Yeah, so when we got the invite to come down to Florida, you know, as a family, I mean, I can't describe the emotions that we have, because this is really a bucket list trip. You know, the Osceola is just such a special bird. And to come to a place, you know, like Story Hunts, where Brandon operates his business, you know, the same way that we, you know, manage our farms, and you know, it's about family and faith, and I think that's heightened my appreciation for this experience that we had, because it was somebody that is cut out of the same cloth as us, and it wasn't just about us harvesting a bird, it was about being immersed in kind of this old Florida experience. Turkey's behind us, Scotland. Hands over here to our right. Oh, well, just flew down. Just flew down. Right to the left, right to the left. Okay, all right. There they are, there they are. Three big long beards. About 80 yards. She's gonna pull them right in here. Yep. They're coming up the road. Stay on the strutter. Three big old Osceolas. Yes, sir. Wow. Man, what a beautiful turkey. I remember the first time that I heard a turkey gobble in the spring of 1995, and it was just like immediately. I immersed myself in the sport. I was not a very good athlete, so you know, I really became obsessed at an early age. I mean, I'd say when I was 9 or 10, I mean, it hooked me, and I've never let go, and I never will let go, and you know, I still get shaken to my core by the wild turkey gobble, and I'd still go out there and hear them gobble, you know, even if I couldn't hunt, because I think they're that special of a resource. And if there's one thing we can do as hunters that on our deathbed we can know we did right, it's that we kept this sport going for generations, for years and years to come.
Three years ago, I started working for Mossy Oak. My entire family works for Mossy Oak. My dad started Mossy Oak Properties, my brother and my mom, and to get that opportunity to work with Mossy Oak was a dream come true for me. You know, since day one, I lived and breathed Mossy Oak. I was there. I got one true brother, which is my brother, and then I have two other brothers, which I call my brothers as well, and that's Daniel and Neil, and then I have the sister that I never had, which is Sarah Francis. And growing up, you know, there's really not many memories that I don't have with them in it, whether it's hunting, outdoors, or up at the camp at Shamula. I was fortunate where our farm is, where I grew up in Livingston, Alabama. You know, their camp is not far from there. You know, during Christmas time growing up, you know, my parents, they never checked on me because they knew where I was. I was up at Shamula, they would go and drop me off, and I would literally stay up there for 2 or 3 weeks during Christmas break. It was a truly amazing experience, and looking back, I had some of the best times in my life. This family, and I call it family, but this company, I'll be forever indebted to them for the values that they've given me, the opportunities, and I think the years to come, the relationships that, you know, transpire from there. Truly bless them. There he is right there. He's gobbling, he's cutting me off every time. I can't see him yet. Oh yeah, there he is, I got him. Yeah, he's coming to the decoys. He's going straight to him. Right there. He's strutting right now. Hey, I'm gonna cut real quick. When he raises his head, I'm gonna shoot him. Two people when I think about hunting. I think about my dad first of all, and I think about my brother. Almost every memory I have growing up involved them two. I think the biggest thing about my dad is he made time for each of me and my brother, and he always put himself aside, and I think that says a lot about him. I mean, every first moment I have hunting involved my dad. He's played such a influential role, not just in me, but in my brother and our entire family, and he's always the foundation. And I think hunting is what brings us together. You know, my dad, he constantly says after, you know, growing up when we had a big hunt or something like that, and something that he would remember, I always remember him saying, you know, I'll cherish this forever. I think that speaks volumes because, you know, after you have kids, I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old boy. You know, as time rolls on, my wife always tells me don't wish away time, but when that time does come, you know, I know that I'll definitely cherish every moment that I have with them.
That is sweet.
Congratulations.
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 Y'all had a great morning.
We did.
It's been incredible.
Yep.
Everything that Brandon said was going to happen happened, and it was crazy.
Like Uncle Toxie told me one time, don't guide the guide.
Yeah.
That was true this morning in our case for sure.
The gratitude that I have for those that, you know, introduced me to the sport, my dad, my granddad, of course, being a part of the Mossy Oak family with, you know, with Uncle Toxie and, you know, Uncle Fox and Cuz and Uncle Bill. I don't know what my life would be like if I hadn't been introduced to the wild turkey. I think a lot of who I am as far as character and things like that were lessons I learned in the woods with the wild turkey. My greatest memories and a lot of my greatest friendships have been centered around this sport.
Man, I've been so fortunate, and I hope that I can pass this on to my kids and they can pass it on to their kids. But I've been heavily influenced by my dad, my father-in-law, and Uncle Fox. And all three of them had such a huge influence on me. And sharing what they had learned from their dads and been taught and passing that on to the next generation, to their kids. And I hope that I can do the same thing for my kids and they can do for their kids and pass it on to the generation. It's pretty cool when you see kids that do that and enjoy it and that they don't take it for granted. And that's something we're not going to do. We remind ourselves every day, we're not going to take this for granted.